Good morning. The Solar, Jaguar, Emperor relays greetings to the populace of Australia and Mother Gaia, we know as Planet Earth, transmitting, broadcasting from the territory of 4-T, the Sanctuary Pursuit Truth. Now, I'd just like to say what is happening in our obscene, dark, insidious government. And what I say, it's not all, but some of these parasitic, dark, evil critters, creatures, monsters, and demons that wield the power at the moment in this presence over the populace of Australia. Don't be fooled on who they truly are, because now the truth, well, it's popping up everywhere, let's face it now, and this fuel crisis only makes one more awake on what they're up to. Because we have the greatest mass awakening, which is unstoppable, inevitable, and irreversible. And you're stuck in their parasitic loop. As I said and touched on base on this in my last past, it's all in the past now in the archives, with you guys being that little hamster stuck in the wheel in the grind of just life. They've put you in the darkness, and this is what happens. And now you all become awake and see it with your own eyes, because seeing is believing. And say what you're seeing. You're seeing at the moment a dark, corrupt, organised crime government that is making they're dragging you down into their darkness. Now, the fuel crisis, this is just topping it off now. Now, you want change and transformation. What I suggest, you rally around your emperor, your spiritual emperor, to have this transformation and take it and change things. Because at the moment, not only have a fuel, diesel, unleaded catastrophe, you'll have no food, you've got no fertiliser. I think the fertiliser was the start of it, wasn't it? They started going after the farmers and our agricultural way of life here in Australia. Well, there's no fertiliser, and even if we did get fertiliser, you can't plough it in the land because there's no diesel to run the machinery. Quite simple, isn't it? And as I said, this obscene, dark, evil government, full of parasites, leeches, creatures, critters, and demons, are making your life hell, and that is where they're going. I might add, when they have death, they'll be going into the afterlife for eternity after the fire and brimstone. But I'm just touching on base on what's happening at the moment with the fuel crisis, and it should be waking everyone up now. There should be not one person not awake. And the viewers, yes, they're climbing, as I say. If you want to go 369 or 2468, but then in the hundreds, the thousands, millions, and the billions. Because as I said, I am not sitting back with my gifts, watching you guys out there get hurt and pain and harm when I can do something. Now you guys should change that attitude as what can I do about it, to, hey, we are going to do something about it because we can. Because we are conquerors. And we do this with honour, integrity, and within unity. It's not one's belief in their belief system, how you've been brainwashed and manipulated into that religion that you've gone with, because it's your education system again. I'm pretty much sure if I went to a Muslim school, I'd be sitting there as a Muslim now. And vice versa. A Christian school, I'd be more or less a Christian now. I'm spiritual. I'd rope it all in. I'm not here or there on any religion, because religion's doctrinated the masses once again, and dark evil stuff is happening in the Vatican anyways. As I said, in the spiritual world, there is no gender, there is no race. You just are. And here, in the know, now, and knowing. And that's why I say, everyone, embrace these transformation changes. As I said, Pluto, small planet, but it packs a lot of punch. With life, death, rebirth, transformation, reformation, restoration. And we're in that stage of restoration. Time to discard this obscene, dark, insidious, evil government. And I call it out for what it is, what I see before me, and I say what I see. Why would Mr. Albanese not put his hand on the Bible? Why would he do nothing when, well, SHIT hit the fan at Bondi? He runs and hides. He's a coward, like most of our leaders we've had in the past. They're cowards. They hide behind the facade of Parliament House. Not even a parliament. As I said, it's just another big scam, actual process. Life, death, rebirth, transformation, reformation, restoration, theatrical. That's the word, isn't it? Theatrical. And until we get this fuel crisis catastrophe out of the way, we've got to start moving forward. I mean, I tried to push our agenda 3 months ago, but I've just seen so much corruption with the AEC. As I say, I see it and call it out for what it is. And going back to Mr. Albanese, why would he go to a mosque too if he's not a Muslim? He's another infiltrator, imposter, impersonator that's been put in the system to do that dark corruption, to feed the web of lies again. Dark, evil, insidious web of lies and deception and smoke and mirrors. Call it out what it is, guys. And you've got the Solar Jaguar Emperor standing right beside you guys. And I'll go forward. I'll go in front of you guys, because this is what I am here to protect and make you feel safe also, as well as your support, help and assistance. Abracadabra. Or presto. And at this, it's all surreal now to everybody, including myself. In the knowing and the now and the meaning and purpose of those reasons, I sit before you now. And I read the future as a seer, clairvoyant, that I'd be one day sitting here before the populace, our children, and relaying this information and corresponding on the frequency of 33 to relay this out to the populace and the masses, because it's the greatest mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, presto, abracadabra. It's all happening, my brothers and sisters. Just got to rally in around me, and I rally in around you guys. And then we become the force of reckoning. Because in this awakening, you also have a reckoning. And it is here now in the matter of the presence. And we have many, many, many celestial beings, extraterrestrials, torrentials, the Most High Almighty, archangels, angels, they're all there for guidance and support and helping. And we do it gracefully. And of course, have that appreciation and gratitude. Because what's about to happen is going to be mind-blowing. And this is why I prepare everybody that has been on this journey, the same journey I've been through through these transmissions, the transmissions that go out in the frequency of 11, 22 and 33. Now, I'm pretty sure I draw in all those other ones on the frequency of 33 too. Well, the presence of the matter now is now and knowing. To become active, actualise the 33. And the 11 and 22s, there's many out there. Life Path 11, Life Path 22 and Life Path 33. And as I've done with even the maturity numbers, might have a maturity number 11 or 22. I don't know, guys. This is where you help yourselves to find out who your true, authentic identity is. On who you are. Well, in this matrix, a matrix is always done by numbers. And those grids that go out. And then you crunch the numbers, don't you? Use your sensory system to follow your own spiritual path. But all I know is where we're going now. We're not prospering. We prospered more after the Second World War with our industries, factories, and manufacturing was going forward. As I said, I pulled up the Holden factory the other day. Now, you also had Mitsubishi and all that. We should never have let this happen. We should have steamrolled the government back then, even back in the Whitlam days. So what's been happening in after the Second World War, it's insane. Only insane, nastiest people do what they've done to the populace. As I said, it's time to all rally together. And it's no good just putting another political power in there. It's never going to be Labor and Liberal again because they're squashed, because people have woken up to their lobby groups and the darkness with everything they do with the corporations and so forth. One Nation, perhaps. United Australian Party. The people have got to rally together with those two parties, or One Nation and the United Australian Party's got to join forces together and unite. Put whatever, as I said, you shouldn't have an ego now. Cast out your ego, your obsessions and your addictions, and get with your one self, your authentic identity. Okay, this is greater than anyone. But you've got to realise what your spiritual job is and do your jobs. We've got to stabilise this fuel catastrophe, and that is building refineries. Bass Strait oil refineries, which I went around when I was in the Navy, Royal Australian Navy, and we were protecting those oil rigs, but way back then. Now, we explore, which planet Jupiter, exploration, expanding, South Australia, start tapping in all those oil resources, our big refineries, and not only this, our manufacturing factories, canneries, all will have the latest technical technology incorporated in those new buildings. And all we got to do is maintain them and look after them and build up the workforce again with the experience of running those resources. And that goes back to your education, your curriculums within your education. And my thoughts on that matter is when you turn 15, pick out 3 jobs. If you want to be a carpenter, electrician, or a truck driver, you start learning your job at the age of 15. So if you're a carpenter, you'll stay at school, or your schooling, or your education, until you become a carpenter. So once you get out of that learning side, theory side, and put it in the practical side of things, you've got a job as soon as you leave school. And the houses crisis was the same. You're entitled to a government subsidy to buy a house up until the age of 21. And once you turn over 21, well, you lose that government subsidy. So we've got to start getting our acts together. Okay, get in the same program. I know yous have been manipulated and so forth through your education, indoctrinated through the government, through the dark propaganda and mainstream media. But we can break this cycle and we can break this parasitic loop right now. All we've got to do is all rally together and unite. As I said, there's a spiritual side of you guys from your human side. On the spiritual side, there is no gender, there is no race. We're just all united to that source. The connectiveness to the collectiveness, the source. With your higher consciousness, Christ consciousness, Godhead, divinity. It is called many names. But once you get there, in your higher selves, with the higher frequencies, we can go forward. Because in this materialistic world, which they're destroying around you anyway, there'll be nothing left. There'll be a scorched earth, as they say. Now we're going into the new earth. And this is why I sit before you guys as guidance, as your leader, support, help and assistance that gets you into this 5-dimensional field that this darkness is stopping you and trapping you from doing with your higher frequencies and higher vibrations. Anyway, beautiful chat. Love chatting and unconditional, divine love. I directional flow of the correct truth energy. And remember, we're all brothers and sisters, all united. Go back to the Adam and Eve, and then you had Adam and Cain. Even Adam and Cain is made up and forgiveness. It's all forgiveness too, and mercy where it's warranted. Definitely need discipline. You definitely need a leader, because you need a hierarchy, everything, and authority. Otherwise, everything could just fall apart. And get rid of this organised crime. Organised crime and this darkness is bad things for everyone, because it affects everyone, the cause and effect. I'm going to do a card reading now with the Fairy Oracle cards. As I said, it's very, very serious now. It's intense, immense. And yeah, everyone should be awake now. Everyone should be awake. And it's time to change the cycle. We go into the cycle of prosperity. As people have been aware on what I've done in the last 3-4 months now. I think it's about, might even be longer now. As I said, timelessness. It's all about transformation. Okie dokie, what have we got? Make music. Music's nice. Music's nice. I'll read this make music out to everybody. Everybody ready? Make music. Express yourself with music. The fairies urge you to sing. Play a musical instrument. Tap your fingers or crank up the stereo. Crank up the stereo. Music lifts the soul to new heights. It alters your mood and your outlook. The fairies play music at their celebrations because they know its therapeutic value. By drawing this card, you are guided to surround yourself with music. Any type of music that will stir your soul is appropriate. The fairies are especially fond of joyful, fast-paced music because it stimulates a festive mood. The frequencies when you listen to the music. Play music yourself or have music playing around you for the next few days and notice how your mood and energy levels elevate. You may find that you are drawn to new types of music or to a genre of music that you enjoyed a long time ago. Make note of any songs that you repeatedly hear on the radio or in your mind. The lyrics or the memories evoked by the song could contain a message for you that will answer a particular question you may have. Affirmation. Deep within my soul, I now accept and experience the healing power of music. Very, very good. Let's see what was on the last. Feeling safe. Feeling safe. And this is my mission, my purpose and my function to make all you guys feel safe out there. And we prosper with prosperity. We go forward, leaps and bounds. It's all about rallying around each other. Rallying around each other. Abracadabra. Presto. in unity to break this parasitic loop. The parasites that are leeching and sucking because they're instilling fear and anxiety into you guys, and they're feeding off that negative energy you're putting out there. You've got to be positive. I've said this all along. You have to be strong. No time for the weak. You have to be strong to fight against the darkness. And that is in the light. And that is why I put that divine and direct the energy of truth and love and honour, integrity, love. Faith and hope and charity. Let's get into the tarot cards. 1111. You all remember that, and how the universe, cosmos, galaxies, the Most High, Almighty, celestial beings, archangels, angels, our friends we call aliens because we're aliens ourselves. If you step into the other shoe, you become an alien to them. And now, mightn't even be called a human being to our alien friends. As I said, until there, it's all about exploring and seeing what's out there, and I guess them exploring with us. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. And there's your Strength card again. Strength card. Wow. That's a wow. And Heapsley. And Betterer. What was that other word I said the other day? They all become words as soon as you speak, because you create with speech. Abracadabra. What do we have? The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. And then we have the World again. Okay, so let's read these cards out. We'll do them. Now, so the Knight of Cups, third deacon in Libra, second deacon in Scorpio. So it has to be, yes, an air and a water sign. Okay. Romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armour, following the heart, Prince Charming proposals. And that's why if anyone, has been following me on my journey, I was just you never lose your humility. There's another word, humility, because it's all a part of your nobility. And in this journey, you have visions, being a visionary and an illuminator for the path ahead in my master number 11. And that is my destiny number. So it's been a path for me for the last probably 40 years now. And you just follow one's destiny or your fate, go with the flow. As I said, start off as, it's very hard to explain because with your spiritual gifts and how it all works. because you just have your friends, a normal upbringing. Can I say just a normal upbringing? And then Royal Australian Navy, then going in with the security industry, being armed security and protecting and making everyone feel safe. Well, throughout Sydney itself, because I drove all around Sydney, and then that journey, you find out your true, authentic identity and know who you are, and meeting other spirits, and them telling you who they are, and then meeting demons and so forth, and having these messengers and that, and then going up finding out you're a prince and accepting. It's all about acceptance and going with that flow. And then you go up higher in that spiritual realm, become a king, and then, yes, you find out being a shaman and having these gifts and all these gifts and using those gifts in the right ways, in the righteous way. And listen to the Most High, Almighty, and just following your path. Like a lot of people believe that it's already been mapped out for you. All you do is just follow that path and don't go against it. This is why I say always go with the flow. And this is why I direct that unconditional divine love out to you guys to climb on board. And as I said, we rally around each other now. We all rally around each other. And it's all about help, assistance and supporting each other. And just keep going with the flow. Go with the flow. And this is why I've taken in my spiritual gift as the Solar Jaguar Emperor. And it is surreal. But as I said, I just go with the flow, and I just naturally go into my organic, authentic identity. If that makes sense to you guys, and hope I have clarity and coherence, because it's been a big, big, big loving and supporting and assistant process for myself. So I've had that, and I expect to give it back out to you guys through my experience. And I like to make it so graceful and easy for you guys to wake up all of this shock, horror, what you're seeing with your own eyes now. And you need stability. You need pure leadership that comes from above. As above, so below. You guys know that now. And we just move forward. We move forward. Because, as I said, it's all about strength. Having strength to fight this darkness with. And your knights in shining armour. When you have strength, you got courage, you got passion, subtle power, perseveration, influence. Inner strength, focus and compassion. Power, strength and control. And it's a yes card. They're both yes cards. Then we have the no card, which is Seven of Pentacles. It's an earth card. Remember, centre, balance and ground yourself. That's why you come up to Godspeed. Your high frequencies, your high vibrations. A lot more understanding instead of misunderstanding and misinformation and falsehood and false and just lies and deception and lies of deceit and being trapped in their dark spider web. That's all their main dark media, mainstream media. We push it out now through YouTube and these other things you see on the internet now, like Substract, and there's a few others. LinkedIn, I sort of started off with LinkedIn probably 8-10 years ago, but then he's corrupt. All those ones that were on Epstein's Island with Jeffrey, they were there for a reason, okay? They had meaning and purpose, and it was all dark. It was all dark, evil, insanity, evil stuff they were doing. And you go with your gut feeling. That's what my gut feeling, my intuition goes with. And now that's why the great mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, and irreversible. Abracadabra. Now, we regain what we've lost. We take back our sovereignty. We take back control. Because why? We have mastery choices. And we are responsibility. Take back your responsibility for oneself and your authentic identity. It will naturally and organically come back to you guys. Because it's not a myth. And there is no secrets anymore. There is no hidden agendas. We have our own pure white light agenda for the greater good. King of Pentacles. We got 2 yes cards. The answer is yes. As I said, we take back the new earth. The new earth. With the King of Pentacles. Prosperity. Prosperity. The world, new earth, new beginnings. Why? Because we rally together. We rally together, united. And as they say, united we stand. Stand fast. King of Pentacles, wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, generosity. 3rd Deacon Leo, 2nd Deacon Virgo, and it's a fire and earth card, King of Pentacles. Now you all know what the world card represents. It's a 2-1, it's a 3. Remember the Holy Trinity. Community, optimism and joy. Completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment. Travel, celebration of life, and arriving at the right divine timing. The world, Earth and Saturn with the rings. Don't you find it beautiful? As I said, it's one of my favourite words at the moment too, apart from justice. Apart from justice. Is beautiful. We are all beautiful in the eyes of our Creator. Time for a little bit of a reflection and who we are, what we are, and our meaning and purpose and function and mission being here. Your natural, authentic identity. Awake. Why? Because we can. Because we can. Take that journey, and a lot of you are on that journey already, and then get with the program, go with the flow, in the right chapter, on the right page, in the right book. And everything will be all right for the greater good. Okay, we just keep on directing. We've gone from push. Sometimes I still say push because I've still got to program myself to keep saying directional flow. The directional flow. Direct the right currents out there. Direct the unconditional love out there. Direct the divine right. Direct the energy of honour. Direct the energy of truth. Direct the energy of integrity. Direct the energy of pure light leadership. Direct the energy of hope, faith, and charity. And how? helping, assist and supporting each other. And rallying around each other. Presto, abracadabra. All right, so that's it. Wrap it up for today. And as I said, one more thing I wanted to say. Now, they put everything offshore now. They've destroyed all our industries, all our manufacturing factories and so forth. Now, have this food for thought. When it happens, and one day it's going to happen, their labour force overseas is going to be $30 an hour. And we're going to go backwards because we're going to go back on our hourly rate. And we'll become that country. They'll shift their money over back to Australia, which we already shifted over there. So they'll shift that money back to us to build factories and industry again with our own money, because they just shifted money all around the world. But then they'll say, yes, your workforce is only worth $20 an hour and their workforce will be $50 an hour. So they'll shift the money back. This is any country, but I'm just an example of Australia. So we'll become the third world country and then we'll have all those productions here again. But all they're doing is shifting the wealth around the country and crashing and destroying and dissolving some countries, and our wealth is propping like Indonesia. That's why the call centres, that's why our money went offshore to begin with, and that's why our Australian dollar was floated to destroy our economy. And as I said, it's always a 20, 40, sometimes it's a 100 years or 200 years. It could be 1,000-year agenda for the darkness. But eventually in our material world, that's when it comes into play. But that's why I'm putting across there now and broadcasting with the channel, transmission and casting out in our territory of 4-T, which is so grounded to planet Earth and throughout the galaxies, and the sanctuary, pursuit of truth, and directing that divine energy out for everyone out there, all beings of life, because it is going to be a celebration. It will be a celebration shortly. When I do that in the material world, the coronation, the true coronation, instead of having an imposter or a pretender sitting on a false dark throne, he's out to destroy each and every one of us. We come in and pick up that mantle, the staff and the orb, and we go forward with prosperity. And it's helping everyone out. Everybody. And we have justice. But this is what it's all about. They're trying to crash your spirits, demoralising you, and just destroying your souls as a human. You need that vessel for the other side of your being, your spirit, to arise. And this is what's happening now. That's why materialistic things are just getting thrown out the window. I see so many mansions and so many castles now in decay because nobody wants that material possessions anymore. And nor should you want that. All you need is enough to be comfortable and protect your spiritual side, your sovereignty of spirit. I hope I have clarity, coherence, and it's getting across to each and every one of us. As I say, it's terrible, terrible times, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it. As I said, let's all rally around each other and know who and where your true leadership is coming from. All right. So the Solar Jaguar Emperor is signing off. from the territory of 4-T, the sanctuary pursuit of truth. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, amen. Take care, stay safe out there, and let's get through all this darkness and back into the light all together and rallying around each other. Abracadabra. Okay, bye for now.